When you think about it, the masters of the universe are Jews.
Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. This notion that one group controls the whole world is lazy and inaccurate. However, the notion that certain groups wield more influence than other groups is something that people like Dave Chappelle has said.
If they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it. I've been to Hollywood. This was just what I saw. It's a lot of Jews.
And very recently, especially post October 7th, certain Zionists have been purporting and pushing this notion that previously they've called anti-Semitic. However, now, let's listen to what Alan Dershowitz, who is Jewish, who is a Zionist, who was a lawyer to Jeffrey Epstein, just so I don't get censored, you know what I'm saying, and listen to who introduced both of them to each other.
Question. Look, I was introduced to him by the Lady Rothschild.
Yes, so not only is he influential, but the person who he was defending is influential, and the person who brought them both together is arguably more influential. And listen to what Dershowitz was saying when it comes to his people controlling things.
Jews are too powerful. We're too strong. We're too rich. We control the media. We have too much this, we have too much that. And we often apologetically deny our strength and our power. Don't do that. Don't do that. We have earned the right to influence public debate. We have earned the right to be heard.
Right, now this isn't even actually the main video that I wanted to react to, yeah? The main video that I wanted to react to came up on my feed, and the person that you're going to see speaking is somebody who is a former US senator and also the chairman of the Republican Jewish Coalition. So he's not just some random guy in the dark corners of the internet. And listen to what he's going to say. In fact, before he does, he's going to mention a few names. He's going to mention Mark Zuckerberg, who is the owner of Meta. Meta now owns Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook, amongst others. He's going to mention somebody called Brin. Yeah, now Brin, that's his surname, is a co-founder of Google and then became the president of Google and has a large share in it. Then he's going to mention the guy who owns WhatsApp. Just listen yourself.
The majority of Gen Z have an unfavorable impression of Israel. And my friends, I think the reason for that is that we're losing the digital war. When you think about it, the masters of the universe are Jews. You know, we've got Altman and AI, we got Zuckerberg, we got Sergey Brin, we got the group across the board, Jan Combs, you know, founded WhatsApp. It's us.
Did you catch the bit where he said masters of the universe? You can't make this up. You simply cannot make this up. And then on the other hand, you've got people of that religion saying, oh, this is anti-Semitic. Why are there certain people that say this sort of stuff? Well, so far I've given you two reasons, yeah? Alan Dershowitz, which is no Tom, Dick or Harry, and then an ex-US senator. Okay, fair enough. Now let's listen to ex-US President Jimmy Carter as he talks about the power of the Israeli lobby.
I think it's accurate to say that not a single member of Congress with whom I'm familiar would possibly speak out and call for Israel to withdraw to their legal boundaries. And I would say that if any member of Congress did speak out, as I've just described, they would probably not be back in the Congress the next term.
I can play these clips all day, but these are very prominent ones that I just wanted to group together in one video, not giving my opinion, because obviously as a brown guy, if I give this opinion, that's it. I'm an anti-Semite. So I'm not giving my opinion about this. I'm just presenting to you what their talking figures have been saying and continue to say. Next we have somebody called Ari Schaefer, who's talking about the music industry. Let's have a listen.
There seems to be a tough relationship between Jewish music executives and black performers.
Yeah, here's why. We designed everything they do. That do-rag that 50 Cent had, that's Jew designed.
Really?
We choose all that shit. They run it by us, and then we chose we do market research, and we just figure out what's the best.
Just casually bragging that, you know what, we're the ones pulling the strings and setting the trends in the music industry. And then you have this individual who was on the Breakfast Club being pressed by hip hop loving black people. Ex-artist Charlemagne used to be an artist himself, saying, why are you pushing things that are damaging our culture? And his answer quite simply is,
like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup, and
it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Yeah, I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
So without letting the video drag on too long, the average person, I think Dave Chappelle said it well. Don't fall into the trap of saying silly things that will just get you labeled as a conspiracy theorist and anti-Semite and then shut down conversation. Be clever with your choice of words, be academic, understand how to present them in a way that it won't just be shut down. Now, you notice here, my opinion is irrelevant. I've just given you the opinions of popular figures, popular influential figures on public platforms and what they have said. Clearly making a distinction between quote unquote one group controlling everything, with certain groups do have an excessive amount of influence compared to others. Learn language, ladies and gentlemen, and understand how language works, especially post October the 7th. A lot of people, more so on X, have seen and looked into the Israeli Zionist influence on other countries, on other systems. Let me just casually drop this in, where the guy is casually saying, yeah, we own 98% of Russia.
Judaism in Russia is run 98% by Chabad. It's a different ballgame.
You know what I mean? And then you wonder why certain people are saying what they're saying. You know what I mean? They may not be able to articulate the point very well. They might not be nuanced enough in their language. However, when certain people say, no basis to this, no basis to this, let's have a look at your own people constantly, what they're putting out there. And then when you search up these names and you see their heritage, then people put 2 and 2 together and they get 17. Let's leave it there, guys. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.